What up? It's your man Bad News, Mr. 1985. Welcome to another episode of Disciples of the Boom Bat -1. My man Harris is feeling under the weather, but we got our honorary member Cousin Cash in the fucking house tonight. What's good with you, baby?
What's the deal? What's the deal? What's the deal?
Hey man, you know, same shit, different day, trying to find a better way. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like what's good? So what's good with you?
Yo, man, craziness, man, craziness. Like dealing with life. Life doing this thing right now, but can't complain too much.
Yeah,
I
life is
can't.
definitely life
What's
right
going
now.
on with you, man?
You know, trying to dodge bullets, trying to stay out the way, man. That's all I'm trying to do. It's a
Yeah.
lot of guns out there loaded for me too, but I'm
Oh
dipping.
my goodness.
I'm dipping them.
Man.
You
Apparently,
know what I'm saying? I'm dipping them. I'm blessed though. I'm blessed by the best, man. I'm just trying to, stay out the way and do what I do. That's at the end of the day, that's it. You know what I'm
that's all we
saying?
can do, man. For real.
That's all we can do. But hey, listen. I know you got a lot of stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? You got a new platform coming out. So just tell people a little bit about your platform, where they can go get on your platform at, because it's an excellent platform.
I was chosen to be an ambassador for a social media called Pindigo. And it's just one of those platforms where every follower that you bring to the platform makes you money. So like, it's a combination of all platforms. So they have streaming like what you're doing. They have um, like the Zoom meeting styles. They got you can go live like you would on Instagram or TikTok or whatever the case may be. They got like all that type of stuff going on. So I got a chance with my following to be an ambassador for it. And it's getting pretty heavy, man. And then, like I said, where every follower makes you money. So imagine all of your following. You like, hey, follow me on Pindigo. They follow you, and then before you know it, you look in your Pindigo wallet and you got a couple grand in there because they watching stuff and they're following people and they're talking and they're seeing ads. And I think it's based on ad revenue, but for the most part, it's a thing, man. It's killing it. They killing it.
That's
They
what's up.
killing it for sure. So, and then I just moved my whole trade community over there.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah,
good shit. That's a big community.
that's a huge community. That's a huge community. And then I just released a indicator, and basically, man, like in my Discord where I'm moving over to the Pindigo, and these jokers is in there making like somewhere in the ballpark of like $40-$50, like every 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Every 5-10 minutes. So like for the most part, we they win it, and I love it. So
Yeah.
I'm muting my phone now because what I got them doing is dropping their results in the chat. And yo, listen, it's something decent when you see it ain't one person or two person, but when it's like 50, 60 people doing this, it's like, yo, that's just love, because 50 or 60 people are now gaining more ability to take care of their family, take care of their loved ones, and then be able to take their wives or their husband or their kids or whatever on that trip, on that vacation. And even though it's not about that, like, I mean, look at what's happening to the economy now. So now there's a lot of people that could pay that bill. That ain't got to give up the little perks that they had to their lifestyle. Now it's like, here's a way to do it.
Yeah.
And they cooking, and I'm just sitting back looking like I'm just waiting for the lawsuits to come in from the brokers. Like, yo, man, you can't sell that shit no more. So that's what I'm waiting on.
So is it music friendly? Tell the people about the music part of it.
Oh man, yeah. So one of the I'm gonna tell you what's really dope about Pindigo. So TikTok, so with TikTok, they didn't leave, but something worse happened to TikTok. So TikTok sold the American region, but the algorithm that makes TikTok, they didn't sell. And so TikTok is like one of those things where you can like kind of gain popularity quickly. However, one of the things that really stand out that makes Pindigo a hell of a lot better is with Pindigo. That's crazy. With Pindigo, we start kind of looking at the idea of instead of it just being radio friendly, Pindigo, they're releasing a backlot. like how actors go to like Universal Studios,
Yeah.
MGM Studios, Warner Brothers Studios to film movies. Well, they're releasing the first influencer backlot.
Oh, that's dope.
And in this facility, it's out in Orlando. In this facility, they have 23 A-room studios and like 41 B-room studios.
So what's the difference between the A studio and the B studio?
You ever seen the movies like the studios that Quincy Jones and Michael Jackson's recorded in with the big SSL boards, the big Soundcraft boards?
It would
Those
be
are
the A.
the A-rooms.
Okay.
The B's is like setups a little bigger than that, and your C rooms is kind of like your neighborhood studios where they got a small little booth, little mixing board. That's
like the
more.
joints you go down into the basement joint.
Yeah, your basement joints is like your C studios, man, where a lot of fire come out of. Your B studios is more production based. Like a lot of producers have B studios, and again, they're small. Like if you ever seen the show Empire, there was the big studio that they were recording, and sometimes they had them little smaller studios with inside. And they don't have as heavy of equipment. It's more production based than the normal. So yeah, that's all good. That's all love, man. So it's decent to see that.
Yeah, it sound like they doing their thing.
They got so they got podcasts, like how you got your podcast. If you want, if there was a set that you wanted, they have podcast rooms. It's like I think it's like 40 or 50 of them, like 40 or 50 different podcast rooms.
Wow,
40 then it's the sound stage, and that's where props is made. That's like in the movies, they got the big green screens and stuff like that. And they're releasing that in January. So I had to, just to go in there and walk in and see it and be like, yo, and that's giving people the opportunity to have the same quality of material as Netflix. As now Tubi movies is going to be crazy because they ain't going to look like Tubi movies. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But they're going to be on Tubi movie budget. So imagine you got a New Lion quality based video or movie or so, but you got the Tubi budget.
Right.
Because some of these influencers is better than some of the vets. You see what I'm saying? But
with the technology that they got out now, hell yeah.
Oh yeah. Because the vets is the vets because they was able to get their hands on the best. But now it don't take much at all to be like successful the way you want to be successful, man. So that's an honor, man. And so I'm on board. They chose me. And so I'm gonna rock it out. And then, like I said, man, this is one of the platforms where if you got 300 followers, because people overlook what 300 people following you mean. Like ask a fine ass shorty if she want 300 people following her. Right? If you think about these Instagram models, they be having like 200, 300, 700,000 followers. But would you want these people outside your crib coming out? Right? And so social media did this thing where they kind of made you feel like if you only got a few followers, 50, 60, I'm from Philly, I'm from North, so I ain't really fearing too much of anything. I still don't want 50 people. I don't care if you love me, don't follow me, right? But social media got people thinking that if you have 50 or so models followers, that's low. Well, this platform, if you got 300 followers, you can make $1 million flat. Like I think the exact number is like $1,080,000 flat with 300 followers. That's almost the average person on Facebook.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so what ended up happening, what I also peeped is that like TikTok, they pay you based on like a 30% scale or something. So that's another reason why I like them, because these people pay you per person consistently. So like, let's say me and you following each other, and then for whatever reason we stop following each other. If you brought me onto the platform, no matter what I do over here, no matter what you do, if you never put your podcast up, never invite me to another one, or whatever the case may be, and we just don't talk, you still gonna make money off of anything I do.
Regardless.
And it doesn't bother my money, because what if I've never been on YouTube, and then the first time on YouTube on your podcast, first time I've ever been on it, right?
Right.
So then what happens there It's now I've never been on the platform, but here we are. You get what I'm saying? Like, and so now if I'm like, shit, I like YouTube. I ain't never got to be on his platform, but I like YouTube. Well, whatever I do on YouTube and they're going to make money from, it's because of you. So now
Right.
Pendigo just felt a way to cut people in. And here we are. So I think that's dope, man.
Yeah, that's real dope. That's congratulations on that, man. Absolutely,
Appreciate
100.
it.
Like, congratulations. on that.
Appreciate it, man. So I'm excited. I can't wait to like really show off a little bit.
Yeah. You definitely deserve to show off, my man. You
Appreciate it.
definitely do deserve to show off. Um, so what do you think about this? What do you think about this mass appeal rollout Nas is doing?
I was trying to hope that you avoided that because I'm not.
No, man. Like, how would I avoid that? Why would I avoid that?
Because that's starting trouble. What do I think?
How? I mean, it's not a bad thing, cuz. You think it's a bad thing? Be honest. I'm asking your honest opinion.
Yo, I'm indecisive right now.
So, from what he's released so far, I don't know if you've been listening. Have you listened to anything? Have you listened to?
I have, but I have, and I'm trying not to be one of them people as I get older. I'm trying not to be one of them people that's just like, oh man, I just stick with the classics and shit like that. But what I heard sound like Nas. But my problem is it sounds so much like the Nas that I grew up on that it doesn't give me, not yet. It don't give me that maturity that I want to hear from him.
So you think you don't think he's that mature?
I think he sound like Nas. Like Nas was always educated. You know what I mean?
Yeah. As a young boy.
But like I don't see as artists we push the envelope. I don't see the envelope being pushed. Like, can you honestly say you think he's pushing the envelope of what we're looking at right now? You think so?
So yeah, and I'm gonna tell you why. So I've listened to every project that he's released under Mass Appeal: the Slick Rick, the Mobb Deep, the Raekwon, the Ghostface. So I listened to everyone. Everyone is a solid, except that Slick Rick joint. I ain't beef for that Slick Rick joint. It's one joint on that Slick Rick joint called Landlord that's dope, that takes you back to the greater business of Slick Rick. But I wasn't beef for that. But every other project that he released, it's been solid, man. Even his verses on these projects been solid, man.
That's kind of the thing. But is it a solid Nas or is it solid Nas? Like, all right, to me it's like this. To me it's like I forgot who I was talking to, but we was kind of talking about Jordan. And we was talking about Jordan, Wizards Jordan versus Jordan Bulls Jordan.
Okay.
And what I was saying is I was like, yo, that Jordan played like the dopest player in the gym.
Right.
I was like, yo, I don't think, it was like, I don't think Jordan could turn it on anymore at that time. And I'm like, man, I think he could, but I don't think he had anything to prove. Like, what else was he going to get? A chip? Like, he was on the Wizards to bring people to pay attention to the Wizards because nobody cared. Right? I remember it was a running joke that year about how the Wizards changed their names from the Bullets and nobody noticed. Right?
It's the truth, though.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. So Jordan get on there and now they got packed arenas for Jordan. And so I looked at it like, yo, Jordan could ball. So when Jordan was still putting up like 21, 22, 23 at his age with everything going on, and he had real bad knees, his knees were swelling up real bad over time and all that. He had all this, and he was still going out there every night putting up these points. Then you got people saying, oh, well, he's not the Jordan we used to seeing. But nobody that said that could still beat him. Okay, I feel like he was still Jordan. He just, he had elevated to whatever highest level he was going to get to. And then what we start seeing was like Jordan being like, I'm still Jordan. I can still play and everything. I'm still better than I'm still in the top 10 of this league or so. You know what I mean? Or top 20 of this league. And I'm in my 20 something this year. Kind of like what we see with LeBron, right? Right. But it's like you expect them to be them. But at that level, the highest level, no, I think Nas is still Nas. I think Nas, he gonna always be able to spit. He gonna always be able to say some hot, clever shit. But are we talking Illmatic? No, it'll never
See,
be.
that's what I'm saying. You never gonna be big as your nobody. Listen, it's two things in this world. Nas is never gonna be bigger than Illmatic, and M is never gonna be big as the fucking Marshall Mathers album, dog.
But you can't necessarily say that when
I can.
You can't say that when we have artists that transcended time like that.
I'm talking about for these two artists. I ain't talking about L's. I ain't talking about Busta Rhymes. I ain't talking about niggas like that. Nas has listen. Nas had a 6-album run when niggas was dead in the water, cuz. Dead in the water. And I think Nas lit the fire under these vets' ass to get their ass in the studio and make some shit. Nas had a 6-album classic run, man. All 6 of them albums was dope. Not one was bad.
But
think about it.
Okay, but here's the thing. I didn't say that they was bad. I'm not saying that Nas is bad. I'm saying that I feel like Nas was just rhyming because he could, opposed to how the hungry Nas was. Like now it's just like, all right, bro, we know you can rap, but like, is there anything like what else versatility wise? Like, what is versatile about Nas? Like Nas to me, Nas always been an eclectic taste. Like,
but you got to think, he did everything already.
Okay, and that's my point. So now, if he did everything already, he hit his ceiling. So I'm looking at it like I'm still going. Like when Illmatic and all that shit came out, I was a fucking kid, so I'm growing up with his music. So, I'm not at that ceiling no more. You understand what I'm saying?
So we talking right. So we talking. I forget you're a little younger than me. So all right. So I'm looking at it from a different level than you looking at it. Okay. I looked at it from the top of the mountain and watched that. I looked at that nigga from the top of the valley while he was in that valley, and I watched from the mountain from that nigga rising from the valley. I watched this nigga rise and I see where he at. You caught him on the up, coming out the valley.
No, I ain't that young. I caught Nas when he was coming out. That's the point that I'm making. What I'm saying is like, okay, I'm not done living, so there's always going to be a form of elevation, and I'm always going to go for that. I'm not hearing elevation from Nas. I'm hearing Nas making good music because he's a dope artist. I'm not hearing nothing that's like, yo, this right here is groundbreaking, is music changing like how he did. Like there's a lot of artists that wouldn't exist had Nas not came out, had his first album not been a classic. Nas paved the way for so many of these artists. And so I'm looking at it like he brought something new to the table. And with these other albums, he showed why he was Nas. He showed why he was revered, how it was Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas or on the East Side and shit like that. He showed that. Right. But now I want to hear, okay, now that you've grown with music, what could you do with that? And it's kind of like an old man in a rocking chair telling really dope stories. Nas music to me has become the uncle stories at the cookout. Remember that time?
Wait, let me say this. Okay. When the oak with the cup in his hand start telling the stories, what we do? Sit back and watch that nigga.
Right, we do.
We learn too.
We do, and I'm not taking nothing from that. However, Unc can't tell no new good stories. He can only tell what used to be.
You know why? Because he's not in the know of what's going on now, and what's going on now is bullshit. So you got to resort to the past to feel eclectic.
Again, not taking away, but there are MCs now that
like who?
So you got, listen, okay, you got the J. Cole's, you got the Kendricks.
I'm cool with Cole. I don't fuck with Kendrick. Cool. I'm off Cole.
So we talk. So now are we talking? Are we talking was definitively wrong, or are we talking opinionations?
I'm talking. All right. So Cole didn't do anything to even close to what Nas did to me. Cole is a dope MC. But
what did you say? You said now we talking time frames. I get it. So in your time frame, you are literally in that class of birth of hip hop.
Absolutely.
Okay. So you're one of them people that's probably always going to be like, hip hop should be this, and when it's not, I got an issue. Like, all right, let me ask you a question: is Migos hip hop?
Fuck no.
Right, no fuck backwards. But
nah.
But there is somebody their age that's like, Amigos is one of the biggest hip hop groups of our generation.
And that don't make them hip hop though.
Right, but what does? Because look, would you say Grandmaster Flash is hip hop?
No, I would say Grandmaster Flash is disco funk. You know what I'm saying? Like
see?
niggas was on
you see,
shit.
But Grandmaster Flash was literally rapping in the hip hop era.
But they was rapping in they was rapping in the hip hop.
Come on.
Listen. They was rapping in the hip hop era, but they was taking their style from Bootsy Collins. They was going for fucking Funkadelic and Parliament. You look at Grandmaster Flash, you look at Soul Sonic Force, you look at Grandmaster Cass and the fucking Cold Crush Brothers.
Let me ask you a question. Would you call Bone Thugs and Harmony hip hop?
No, I wouldn't.
No. Okay. So now we getting into a real cringe area. Okay. Who is hip hop? Now watch this. Watch what you're about to do. Who's hip hop? LL.
No. I'm not even going that far back because that's when that shit was the golden era. That was the golden era.
See? That was the golden era. But there's somebody who's going to be like Tupac, Big L.
Tupac wasn't even hip hop for real. Like, nah, I don't even look at Pac like hip hop. Pac was like
Pac is the end button on this joint. How do you end this shit? Click.
Listen to me. Pac was a different type of animal, my man. Pac wasn't no MC like that. Pac would say shit that make you feel it. He was a poet. You know what I'm saying? Big was hip hop. Big was hip hop,
but Pac what?
Yes. Nah, Pac ain't give me that 1 2 you don't stop feeling, man. He didn't. Not
Big L was hip hop?
Yeah, Big L was hip hop. He was hip hop.
But Jay-Z wasn't hip hop?
Jay-Z was hip hop too.
But
Jay-Z
was hip hop wasn't.
Jay-Z was hip hop. He was hip hop. Not hip hop, hip hop. Okay? That's what Jay was. You know what I mean? Jay was hip hop to me. Yeah, man. Yeah,
what are
man.
we doing right now, bro? Are you
we
serious?
doing it all right now.
Are you serious? Okay.
Jay was hip hop to me. Jay was
right. So look, that's what I wanted to point out. There is opinionation, and then there is classification. Would you classify Tupac and J. Cole to be in the same genre? No. Okay. Would you classify Nas and J. Cole to be in the same genre? Nas taking these bars back in, but Nas is hip hop.
Yeah, Nas is definitely hip hop. Yeah, all day.
Okay. Kendrick, back in that time with these bars, is not hip hop.
Good Kid, Mad City. Yeah.
See? Now you go in Opinionation.
How to Pimp a Butterfly? No.
You go in Opinionation because we had Black Sheep, bro. We had Naughty by Nature, bro. They wasn't hip hop.
Fuck yeah. What?
Bum stickity bum hump.
No. You didn't say Das Effects.
Okay, Das Effects. They not hip hop. Come on, you know they hip hop.
Yeah, they hip hop. I didn't particularly like their style of hip hop, but yeah, they hip hop.
See, so say that. So we do have hip hop artists, but their style is what turns you off because Kendrick would definitely fit in back then. Right? If you got Das Effects, who was the group that made the Take Me to Another Place? Who was that?
Arrested Development.
Was they hip hop?
No.
Come on.
No.
What were they, News? They was hip hop.
They was like the Diggable Panties, jazz, fuse, folk. They was in so many fucking different categories, man. They wasn't straight hip hop. They was in when they got nominated for the Grammy, they got nominated for best hip hop artist, and best contemporary R&B.
Bro, they got nominated for a Grammy by a one-dimensional talons of people.
I'm just saying what they separated them as. And
so,
if you listen,
who's the first hip hop artist to win a Grammy?
Huh?
Who was the first hip hop artist to win a Grammy?
Come on, man. You gonna try to test my knowledge like
Who
that?
was the first hip hop artist to win a Grammy?
Fucking Fresh Prince of Jazzy Jeff, my man.
And Will Smith and his style and all of that constitutes your hip hop?
Oh yeah, absolutely 100.
We
100.
can put Will Smith in the same lane of hip hop as Nas.
You're absolutely 100%. 100%.
Schoolie B and Cool C was they was hip hop.
Hell yeah! Fuck is you talking about? What?
Listen, I'm not saying they not. I'm just pointing out.
You talking about all the niggas that fucking groom me.
All right, cool. And so
like,
that is opinionation right there over the classification, because all the people that you like is hip hop, but all the people that you I'm not really feeling now. I don't like the little shimmy they did. Was Redman hip hop?
All the way.
Meth?
100%.
Old Dirty Bastard.
100%.
What made them hip hop and then somebody like Tupac wasn't?
Because Tupac was in a class by himself. You can't even categorize Tupac, my man.
So we gonna say that his first album wasn't a hip hop album? You went album, I'm going
Apocalypse, album. Tupacalypse Now?
Wasn't a hip hop album? It was
a revolution album. It was a revolutionary album.
Huey P. fucking Newton. Okay.
That's exactly what the fuck that nigga was on that album. Huey P. fucking Newton, exactly.
Yo, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Okay. So what is hip hop? What is hip hop?
As far as an artist, you talking about the definition of it.
See, bro, you adding too many variables to a
no. It's not variations. It's hip hop. Hip hop is a multicultural word, man.
So if hip hop is so multicultural, then how is it that there isn't different genres in hip hop?
There is,
as we know there is, but then we're gonna say that somebody like Pac, or Arrested Development wasn't hip hop, and then people think that Black Thought is a hip hop artist who comes from the roots, who would classify themselves.
Tupac is a poet. I mean, Black Thought is a poet. For real. You're a poet.
Okay. So what happens if we found out that Biggie was writing poems and that launched him into rap? Would he be a poet too?
Yeah, 100%.
So he would stop being hip hop?
He'd stop being an MC automatically. Cut him.
Listen.
Like, no, I'm fucking with you.
No, I'm about to say, nigga, I want to fly to Philly to knock all that shit down on your wall. Like, get the fuck out of here. Listen.
No, I'm fucking with you.
I'm gonna tell you.
Who you look? Put it like this. It's in the mind of how you view different artists.
Okay.
It really is.
Okay.
I don't view Tupac as an MC like I view I view Cool G Rap or like I view Kane. He would never. Tupac was something different, as in like I've never felt an artist's music to my core that gave me goosebumps on my skin the way I feel Tupac. Tupac was just something different, man. He was of something different. You can't even put him in a category of none of these niggas on my wall because he's different.
Okay, so, but here's what I'm saying. But you see how you feel that way about Pac? There are people that will argue you down, even at your age, that he is Tupac, P.O.P.
Tupac?
Right. And I've had this argument with people, and I'm like, so Pac is pop music? Pop's not hip hop. And then there's some people that'll shoot you if it's like, your Pac is so hip hop. Pac was the turning point to hip hop. He was the turning point. You don't think he was the turning point? So you see how you like, yo, he was in a different genre. It's like, yo, if we saw Tupac back with
listen, you know what this
Digital Underground.
You know what this argument is like? You seen Do the Right Thing, right?
Okay.
You remember when Pookie and Italian boy brother was talking and he was like, you like Michael Jackson? He was like, yeah, I like Michael Jackson. You like Prince? He was like, yeah. He was like, Michael Jackson and Prince are niggas. He was like, Michael Jackson and Prince are not niggas. They're different. How the fuck? They black. He didn't like black people, but he liked Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan. He liked Prince. He liked fucking
So you the Italian boy?
Yeah. When they was talking at the motherfucking high school and all that shit. I'm not the Italian boy.
You the Italian boy because like, yo, no.
This is his argument.
He was different.
But it is. But it is different. It is.
I just think that I really do think that Pac opened the doors to be revolutionary because Nas talked about it too. He just didn't. Nas was so cool with his lyrics. However, the difference between Pac and them is Pac was trying to live that shit out. Like Pac was talking about what he lived and what he was around, even if he didn't go through it, because he was raised up in that. Everybody else is talking about. When I hear Nas talking about like certain things, it was like, yo, this man studied this shit. Pac had stories because he was told this shit. Like Afeni was telling him, Asante was telling him shit like that. He was growing up into it, and that's kind of like what made it more revolutionary. Because if you listen to some of the things that Nas, I know you do, you listen to how he talks about. Okay, I'll take a commercial record that joint he did with the kids, with the Beethoven sample.
Yeah,
he was talking some real shit on there, right? Talking some real ass shit on there, but he was talking shit and he was talking about stories where he sounded like a historian telling a story where Pac sounded like a person that was living that shit that or had to grow up in it. It was like, yo, my mom was a crackhead because they did this to her.
That's why I said he was something else, my man. He was different.
I think that he was a different elevation of hip hop. I would say that
him and Chuck D, I put in the same fucking category, guys.
And Chuck D is not hip hop.
Chuck was our fucking Martin Luther King, our first revolution. Malcolm X. He was all that shit to us, cuz. All of it. Chuck was all that.
Okay.
Chuck was our reverend.
So it goes back to me asking, what is hip hop? Like, what is classification of hip hop that Biggie, Nas, Jay-Z, LL, Kool Moe D, right? Kane, Rakim, KRS-One.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Will Smith.
Okay.
What
I'm gonna tell you why I said Will Smith, because you trying to play Will, but I'm gonna tell you why I say Will Smith.
I'm not trying to play Will at all, because if you say his lyricism, Will could write and Will could spit. Will just found a niche that he was able to get into
and run with it.
See, I don't never slight Will, because Will now be spitting that shit, and it's
I don't know what the fuck he talk about now. But when he was 88, Will,
bro.
See them people dancing and shaking and moving and spinning and clapping and yelling, all that shit. That whole fucking first album, Will was a spitter, cuz I seen that nigga at parties spitting. Like, bro, he was the culture at that time. You trying to tell me now that Will ain't spitting shit now? That last album he dropped was doo-doo ass, man. This shit was trash.
No. What made it trash?
His subject content, his flow.
What was the subject content that stood out? That was like, Will, this ain't. What do we expect Will Smith to rap about?
He could have, all right, put it like this. He was rapping about a bunch of nothing. He got one song on that album that's dope. It was like he had no subject content on that album at all. The beat selection was poor. It was trash. It was bad. It was a bad hip hop album. It was.
It was a bad. So would you still classify that album to be hip hop?
No.
So what type of album was it? What made it bad? Is that what made it bad? That you was expecting a hip hop album from Will Smith and he gave
No, it was just all around. It was just all around a bad choice of beats, a bad choice of rhymes, a bad choice of subject content, a bad choice of timing, a bad choice of features. It was just a bad album. Like LL, my man L made a bad album. That authentic shit he made was bad. That fucking phenomenal. Huh?
This last one?
No. This last one was cool. It was better than that fucking authentic shit. The last one he made was cool, but that fucking phenomenon shit was trash. Like L made a couple bad albums, man. It was bad. If you make a bad album, it's a bad album. Okay. Motherfuckers want to be experimental. Motherfuckers want to try different shit. Motherfuckers want to get a different sound. Nah, listen. I understand you want to try something different, but never ever remove yourself out of what you do. That's what these niggas do.
But see, that's where I would interject, because you're an artist and I'm an artist. You can't tell me not to remove myself because you don't like the version that I'm using at the moment. Because you might write a song, you might have these deadly bars about the street life, and then you write about a record on a more softer side. Motherfuckers be like, that ain't news. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, listen, I've had that done.
Did you feel like you was being a bad artist when you did it?
No, I felt as though I was rhyming about what I wanted to rhyme about. But it surprised the people who heard the song because they was like, but then you don't normally rhyme about that. Well, you could try something different, and if I pull it off good, it's good. But if it comes out bad, it was a bad idea.
But see, here's the thing: some people are biased when if they have a difference of opinion, then it's bad based on their biasness of what they wanted to see versus what
I'm gonna say this to you. I'm gonna make a perfect example. Okay. The song with fucking Usher and fucking Alicia Keys, My Boo. Would you consider that a good song or a bad song?
What's a good song?
What made it a good song?
For me, I mean, you definitely in my world.
Whoa, stop right there. What did you just say?
Well, for me.
Did you go?
Okay.
For you.
Okay. Now, what made it a bad song?
For me.
Stop right there. That's what I said earlier that you was doing. There is opinionation, right? We was talking about what makes hip hop. So there's the opinion about what makes hip hop, and then there's the classification.
Sometimes the opinionation outshines the classification.
But based on the person that's giving the opinion.
And I'm telling you, like
if you say that your opinionation outshines the classification, and I'm like, nah, I think differently, who's wrong and who's right?
I mean, we can definitely agree to disagree. We can be here all fucking night. But if you listen, we can agree to disagree and we can be here all night. But who's to say that I'm right and you're wrong and you're wrong and I'm right? Who's to say? We both can be saying the same.
Right. We're both right. We're both right and both wrong because it's always going to be. If I'm looking at it from the left side, and I'm like, man, that thing was going away from us, and you on the right side, like, no, it was coming towards us. Mm-hmm. It's perspective. It's optics.
But I know something that's 100% true, and it ain't no perspective, it ain't no object, it ain't no left side or no right side.
Here we go with the bullshit. Go ahead. Here we go with the bullshit. I'm gonna get right in front of it first. Here we go with the bullshit.
And this is a good question. Do you think Young MC was a good artist?
Fuck no.
Why not no?
No.
Oh no, wait. Do you think Young MC was hip hop?
Let me answer the first question first.
All right.
I think Young MC was whack compared to everything that was out. See, I had something to compare it and was like, yo, this shit is trash compared to what's out. And the other artists that sound like him, it's like, yo, if this is if you fire where you from, I never want to go there. That's how I felt, right? Okay. Now, was he a hip hop artist? I'm gonna say yes. I just think he wasn't a good one.
I wish I could turn my computer to the motherfucking side right now, because you lucky I can't turn this bitch for like my fucking plug to come out. Bro. Yo, that nigga was not hip hop, cuz. What?
Okay.
So I guess he was a Tone Loc fan too.
Funky Cole Medina was the shit.
Come on, man.
I know it is. Yo, do you think I forgot motherfucking Craig Mack?
First of all, that wasn't me.
Yo, but you ran with a nigga that liked Craig Mack.
No. I didn't run with that nigga. That nigga was running with me.
Man, shout out to Brown for that. Shout out to Brown.
Yo, no, shoot out the Brown.
Then, hold on.
Shoot out the Brown. That was fucking nutty. Craig Mack wasn't saying a fucking thing. Nothing.
But let me say this. People feel that way. People feel like Craig Mack was it before Big came on. People feel like Craig Mack was carrying Bad Boy before Big came on.
He actually did carry Bad.
Okay, right? Okay. So now, would you say, even though he was carrying Bad Boy, which is a heavy weight, and you like, yeah, he actually did.
So let me say this. I don't think he was carrying Bad Boy. He just opened the door for Bad Boy, because to carry, it had to be momentum. It wasn't no momentum before him, because he.
Bro, hold on. Come on now. You can't say he opened the door, but didn't have the momentum for everybody to get in.
Who was the first artist on Bad Boy?
It don't matter. He was the biggest artist until Big.
Right. No. So listen, what I'm saying is, he came out with the flavor in your ear shit, right? Flavor in your ear shit. That opened the door and it took off.
That's your momentum.
Listen. It didn't even get off the ramp before Big was like out already. The Flavor in Your Ear shit blew up. It did. But as soon as Big came out in '94, it was
Flavor
over.
Was running for damn near 2 years.
It ran for 2 years because of that fucking remix with Ellen, and then Big was on there, and then that's when they dropped Big.
Okay? Right, but you see that was the momentum because you still got L, you still got all these big artists. A single ran for 2 years, then Biggie got on it, and he rode. That had to be a hell of a momentum for Biggie to ride that motherfucker to where he took it to.
It wasn't, for the simple fact that Big said, I don't fuck with dude, and I'm only on this shit because of Diddy. He asked me to do it. He didn't want to do that fucking song. He hated that nigga.
But he needed to.
He hated that nigga. He hated Craig Mack.
He needed to. Big needed to do that record. That was a very intelligent move by Diddy.
And it was. But let me say this. The beat is bigger than all the MCs on that fucking song, man. It was the fucking beat. That Easy Mo beat was every fucking thing.
Yo, that Easy Mo beat was fire, bro. But
everything.
Some art like Big, that would have been yo, here's the thing. I think that the beat was so fire that you needed an artist like Craig Mack to carry it. You don't want to think about how many phenomenal songs had dope ass artists. The beat was dope, and it was such a fight that it either killed the career or the song wasn't. It was like, yo, you could have came harder, you could have did better, you could have.
Well, I know a lot of MCs like that try to make songs and get up that element. And this is like, what the fuck is you doing? You sound like shit. You sound like trash, and you might as well just like stop doing what you're doing and stick to your formula. See, a lot of niggas don't like to stick to their formula. They try to step outside the box and say, "Oh, I'm trying something new," or "I'm trying to be an innovator," or "I'm trying to do this." When they really just need to stick to what they do, shut the fuck up and just rock.
I agree.
I'm just saying. I know a lot of niggas like that.
Yo, listen. The way I look at it is this. I look at it like Flavor in Your Ear ain't shit if that was Biggie's original. It don't get that big. If that was Biggie's original.
I think Flavor in Your Ear is what it was for what it was. It was meant to be like that, and that's what it was.
That's where I'm at. I feel like you put Craig Mack on there, and it was perfect. He said enough nothing to make this beat.
Make it a hit.
Right.
To make it a hit.
Because too much thought into it overcomplicates it, right? The simplistic complexity. Craig Mack.
And it's a party song at that. It's a party song.
Right.
On top of that.
Right.
So niggas ain't really trying to party and groove.
When you added all the other MCs, these is niggas that just wanted to rhyme like, yo, I fuck with this beat. And shit, if I'm a killer and I want the world to know I killed it. And that's what that was. However,
Craig Mack part is still the most memorable part of that fucking song.
Which one?
The fucking original. All his verses on that joint, even though he ain't saying shit.
You'll be on your knees.
Please. All that shit. He ain't saying shit, but you be like, you find yourself singing that shit like, oh, this nigga really ain't saying shit.
Or you find yourself singing because they played that bullshit for 2 fucking years.
Yo, straight, my man. Straight.
Like, yo, at some point in time, they made that shit a hit, but I'm not mad at them. I'm gonna tell you why. You know who did that in the newer times? Yo Gotti.
With what?
No, Yo Gotti.
With what?
Yo Gotti's first mixtape, this nigga ran it for 5 years.
Yeah, I'm not a Yo Gotti fan. I mean,
don't have to be. Here's the point. He ran it for 5 years, and it didn't matter if he had other content. It was that chemistry. He ran it for 5 years until everybody knew this shit, whether they liked it or not. And then he dropped new records, and then it was like, oh, I'm a fan of him. No, you're not. You heard the same music from this source for 5 fucking years. That's what they did with that Craig Mack. That's why none of Craig Mack's other shits took off.
Because you're never gonna be big as that fucking song. Never, no matter what you do.
But look, a chemistry that's been as old as time in music is seasonal artists.
Right.
People put Craig Mack in the legendaries of hip hop because of how young hip hop was when he dropped a smash like that, right? But the actual chemistry to it was he was a seasonal artist. He was there to prop other artists up like Big, like L, like he was there. We run into those artists all the time. This is why it's not even one hit wonders. It's just seasonal artists. Like they were only meant to be summer bangers.
Yo, absolutely. I agree.
Like the Money Long and shit. Like Money Long was such a seasonal artist. She faded out a random person on TikTok remade her famous, like made her album something.
So
That
you think Money Long Run is done?
yeah, I think it was done when she first dropped, and then that other. You know how back in the day you used to have A side, B side.
Yeah.
Some of the best records was on B side.
On the B side, yeah.
Yeah, like the album was dope if your B side was dope, because your A side was everything that we was put out, we was listening to.
Yeah.
But the B side made the album solid. I think that Made for Me record with Money Long, she had that Hours and Hours, and that did great. And then she actually dropped another song in between that, and that shit fizzled. And then the girl on TikTok danced to her record, that Made for Me record, in pajamas, and that shit started a trend.
Right.
It wasn't because Money Long was popping. So her biggest record was by accident. It was by somebody else starting a trend. The problem with that is now you don't have the ability to do it over. You need another accident.
Well, you know who was producing it, right? You know who was producing it.
Jermaine Dupri.
JD, yeah. So JD on a run right now, guys. Like everything that's on the radio, he doing.
Yeah. But see, JD ain't never left. He just stopped. Y'all know what this is. He stopped that shit for a little bit.
Stop saying that shit, yeah.
And so there was a girl named Dondria that he did. He did a record. He did a song, "You're the One for Me." That was a smash. Right. And then everything else, seasonal artist. Dondria can sing her ass off. She was on YouTube as Fat. Sing her ass off was fire. Brandon Hines, same thing. I think Brandon Hines was actually in that video. He was with Troy Taylor. Troy Taylor's who made Trey Songz. It's like, yo, what happens is you get these artists, and no matter how talented they are, they become prop artists. You know, it's only a few prop artists that was put up there that survived because of the machine. Right. Like they're Ashanti to me is the biggest example.
Ashanti's a fucking fluke, guys. Yo.
She was the yo. Listen, hey, I can prove it. Watch this. Written careers. Mm-hmm. All the years you've been doing this, I know you've heard of written careers. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Ashanti is nothing more at the time. Like she could sing now, but at the time Ashanti was all ingredients.
I always thought Ashanti sucked when she was out. Like
I thought she was trash too. I felt as though that she did not get the opportunity to show if she was good or not. I felt as though that they put her in the system, and then finding out years later that her and Irv Gotti was fucking around makes sense. Mm-hmm. That's why I feel like she's a better artist now, because we get to see her. Now she's not putting nothing out because ain't nobody checking for Ashanti, because in the industry she old news. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? And so now you got to do something that stands out. She's getting more notoriety at marrying and being pregnant by Nelly Kid, having a baby. That's her notoriety now. Other than that, Ashanti is that summertime, spring, like the same shit we used to do with Frankie Beverly and Maze and all of that. They're that. That millennial tour got more desperation on that stage than the people in the stands, but when they was popping,
well, you know, they doing a Scream 2 tour.
A Scream 4?
A Scream 4, yeah.
But I think that's great. I think for the millennial tours, it is best to have Ashanti, Nivea, Chingy.
No, you can exit Nivea out because that bitch is crazy, cuz. Let her be where she at. She gone. Like when I say going, she going, dog.
Well, are we talking Nivea or are we talking Kiki Wyatt?
Both of them. Yeah. Both of them.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Both of them. Yeah. Boom. Out of here.
So
take them off. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
but here's my thing.
You can put Little Mo on those joints. Did you see Holly recently?
Man. Yeah.
You can't.
I'm gonna tell you, every last person got fucked over so bad. They got fucked over so bad. And I can tell you, man, from experience, sometimes you really don't see how far left when you're in the industry, things have become like and because in most cases, people will live off your name like a motherfucker, man.
Absolutely.
And when they live off your name, they do it so well, they make you believe that your name is still what it was.
Yeah, when it's really not.
When it's really not.
It's really not.
And you gotta remember, Lil Mo was out in Philly. She was married. She was married to the homie. She was married to Carl. You know what I'm saying? So she was out in Philly, and so when that fell apart after years, which sucks, but when that fell apart, and she gets back into the game, I was just literally just talking to my wife about it. I'm like, yo, man, Lil Mo left too early and got back too late.
Yep.
And what killed her was, and I don't know how true, but I feel like what killed Lil Mo's situation was, I think there was a lot of blackballing.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Yeah.
Because if you remember Lil Mo got cracked in the head.
Who? By a bottle or some shit like that?
Yeah,
I remember that.
And then they rumored, like it was probably at random, and it was just like, it was ironic she got cracked in the head during the time that she was arguing about her fucking bread that Ja and them never gave her.
Mm-hmm.
Lil Mo is a big reason why Ja got the love he got.
Ja Rule?
Yeah.
How'd you figure that? Go off of that song?
Off of how many songs?
They only did 2 songs together, my man.
My man, where you been at? Do you realize some of the records that was done, Ashanti was replacing her on?
I never knew that. No.
That's all industry shit right there. You see what I'm saying? Like,
but I can see it though. I can see it.
You get what I'm saying? And so then when you sit back and you think Lil Mo had one of the most powerfulest voices in the game at one point in time, like, yo, she did not need the shit that they were surrounding her. But again, you could tell Lil Mo was by herself. You could tell there was nobody. Everybody was kind of like excited that she was in the game, and nobody showed enough love to be like, this is how you do this.
She going now, cuz that shit crazy.
You see what I'm saying? And I just think that now you got these grown ass women trying to compete with the
little girls.
With the girls.
Yeah.
With the girls. It's like, yo, mama, like most of these women that's trying to compete are moms. Like with the mom bods.
Yeah.
Like it's a reason why, you know, like after a certain time, man, like that's why it's important to know who you are, know your niche, get into that.
It's a syndrome going around now. I was at a club. I went to go eat somewhere the other day. Just sat down on my lunch break or whatever, and it was a nice little atmosphere. You know, I was playing music and shit, and the crowd was like 40 and up. You know what I'm saying? But why did I see the 40 and up women in there clocking tea and dancing like Beyonce and twerking and shit? Lady, you like 6?
I can tell you why. That makes a little bit more sense. That makes a little bit more sense because if you think about it, bro, if you think about it, they on that type time because these are all the 40 and ups. Tom's was dangerously in love. Like
I'm not talking about. It was she had to be like at least like 60, my man. She had the gray hair. That's what I'm talking about. I was 40 and up in there, but it was this lady was old as shit, clocking tea.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, you see, that's what I'm talking about. Not the 40 and the 50s. All right, I get that. That's your era.
I can't argue none of that because I be if anything, I be saying that shit like. But see, I'm gonna tell you, my generation right there is the generation that's like, it's weird for us because most of them. I mean, I can't speak for the 60s. Like that shit crazy. But my generation, like most generations, I think where most of us is at that phase where we genuinely like, we don't know how to get older. Like my generation was that generation where we like when the technology boom happened, we was right there. It wasn't hey, you into it or not. You know, you still motherfuckers that be like, oh, I ain't into that computer shit. It's like, nigga, not at 2025, you gotta be.
You somehow, some way, you gonna have
Somehow,
to
some way, you have
I
to.
was one of them niggas though. I was like, fuck these computers. But I had to
I
adapt.
get that. I was gonna say I get that because of your era.
Yeah.
Your era. I get that because of your era.
Right.
However, my era was the wave of that. We talking ColecoVision, we talking Nintendo, we talking Super Nintendo, we talking Jaguar, Atari, we, you know what I'm saying, all that shit, and we right there, and we growing with the technology. You know what I'm saying? You guys had the big ass cell phones. By the time cell phones really stepped into my era, we had to slide the Motorola cards into the bottom of the phone to flip it and use it, right?
Right.
And then early 2000s hit. Now phones are a little more affordable, and then it kept going and it kept going. My era was that we watched the turn of the times. It was like, yo, we watched certain, and so I think because of that, that fucked us up. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a part where it's like, well, if you was born 1980 on down, where do you really stand at? I'm gonna say between 1980 and I ain't gonna say 2000. I'm gonna say 1980 to like 1995. Mm-hmm. That 15-year tenor of people. What is your era? Early 80s, like me, we seen the 90s hit, and we seen 2000s hit. We watched the trends change, and because we could memorize that or we could remember that, we now feel kind of indigenous to it. I know I do. I know me being at the age bracket that I'm indigenous to the 4-finger rings and stuff like that, the Fab Fives, and I was a kid with that. So for me, it's a little different. A little different. It's like, okay, that be the situation where now when we get into the chingies, the right theirs and shit, I gotta get ready to break out because my young.
Cool. I hear you.
But my point is this: I think that's why now we more fucked up than ever because we don't. A lot of us don't have an identity. You know what I'm saying? Because we relate to so much that when you hit 37, 38, 39, 40, it's like, well, how the fuck am I supposed to be? How the fuck am I supposed to be?
And it's so much shit at one time.
Right.
Man, it ain't like it's gradual shit just happening and you can adapt to it. It's like once you get ready to adapt something to some new shit, you're like, damn, I ain't finished this shit. Now I gotta take this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot.
Now the days are speeding up. So with the days speeding up, everything, like you said, is tying into each other. And then it just becomes a blur. So now some of us get lost in time. Like, yo, you don't know you 40, 45 until you actually run with somebody 20, 25, and you like, why my body not responding that way? Why?
Because you ain't that
like I swear, like, yo, all right, I'm still good on the court. I'll be on the court, I'm still shooting and shit like that. And then I play somebody 20, and it's like, yo, I'm better than them because I'm thinking right now, but they're just athletic. And now it's like, yo, I find myself, yo, I gotta try hard to keep up. When before I was trying to scorch them, now I'm trying to keep up, and it's like, nigga, why? And it's like my skill set didn't diminish, but
no, your physicality is diminishing. That's what it is.
And that comes from having other things to do other than sitting the fuck outside playing back, right? You see what I'm saying?
It's having a fucking life. It's being.
But when did that happen? But when did it happen?
Gradually. It's not at the same time, but it happened gradually.
But
to the point where you didn't realize that you couldn't do certain shit because you was too busy living. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, and that's what's happening with, unfortunately, my generation. We just kind of like, we're looking at it like, yo, we still got the hardened teachings from our parents.
Right.
But we have the understandings of the generation right before this new generation. This new generation needs a garbage truck. Like, put these motherfuckers away, man. Like, I ain't never want to lay a bunch of kennels and fucking euthanize some fucking puppies, but these got to go. These got to go. But I really do think that, I mean, and I be saying that too. I be seeing the older shorties in there, and it's like, it's to the point where they don't want to be older, which is, don't get me wrong, but like now they aunties and unks and shit.
Yeah, like, and accepting that shit. Like, don't call me unk. Don't do that. I'm not your unk, my man. Call me my name. Mr. Whatever the fuck you want to. And the crazy part is they adapted to it. They accept that shit.
They accept
it. Like it's cool. Not that shit. No,
but see, you got to understand though. Scariest part is, and again, shit we ain't think about, yo, 2000 was 25 years ago. 9/11 happened 24 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm sorry. Was it 24 years? 24 years ago.
24 years ago, yeah.
24 years ago. But for us, that was last week. That was last month. Where was you when that happened? Oh, I was right here. I watched the second plane hit the, like, when you on that type time, it does change the parameters a lot at that point. And so
then when you have kids, they're every day, and then your kids really take a chunk of your life because you watching them grow the fuck up. You forgetting what you're doing. You really watching them grow and live. My granddaughter 18. I remember walking up the street with her on my fucking shoulder like it was fucking yesterday, cuz. I call her today. I'm like, where you at? She's like, oh yeah, I'm coming back from North Philadelphia. Like, yo, I was just walking you so fucking weird. You on a train by yourself at nighttime? Like, what the fuck? Yo, fucks me up.
I feel that way about my daughter now. My daughter's 17, and I was just looking at her like, damn, man, like at 17, I just was 17. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
and it causes anxiety. It causes anxiety. It does.
It does. And I'm gonna tell you, I believe that some people block it out. They block it out, and then I don't know how to handle being. I don't know how to handle being a 48, 56, and then like I don't know how to handle that because when the fuck did this happen? And then I'm gonna tell you, I think a lot of people block it out because you get to a certain point where you realize I might be at least 60% through my life.
Yo, that is a big reality, cuz like you got more time ahead, you got more time in back than you ahead of you.
And that shit seemed like now that it's behind you, it was like I get how they be like, yo, man, live it up because time's short. And it's like, bro, like when you in your 20s and you like, yo, 20 years, you're gonna do such and such and such. Motherfucker be like, nigga, I'll be old as shit in 20 years. Then you hit your 40s and you be like, damn, man, 20 years, I'm gonna be old as shit, right?
Nigga, I just said this shit in the car today. I was like, 20 years, I'll be 73. Do you know how fucking fast 20 years gonna go?
Yo, right.
So I'm about to try to do everything I can. Fuck the bullshit.
Right.
Like I told you. Well, we about to get out of here. I appreciate you for getting on here, Cash. Mr. 1985 Uptown's Finest, another episode of Disciples of the Boom Bap. Cash, tell them where they can get at you at, man.
Hey, man, I'm on all social medias, but I'm not there for long. For a good time, but not for a long time. You can find me at Church for the Wicked. That's church number 4, DA Wicked. And on Pendigo, I'm Cousin Cash. Holla at me, throw a dollar at me.
My man Cash, stay right there. Don't go nowhere, Cash. Hey, yo, we out. We gonna get it, y'all, next week. Peace.